Hello everyone, this is Sharpedo43 once again, bringing you week 2 of the Talent Squad League. My opponent for this battle is going to be Yoshi91000 something like that, I don't know. And he's going to be coach of the Minnesota Mawile. And I was actually afraid of this guy's draft team as well because he has crazy stuff like Kartana, he has stuff like Volcarona, he has Mega Gardevoir. Like that's the draft pick he made for the Mega, basically Mega Gardevoir. He has Druddigon, which can set up rocks, and it's a bulky mofo right now. He has Sableye, which can be annoying because I don't have a dark type to negate that prankster ability. And he has the Blastoise, which is also threatening. Well, it's threatening in the sense that it can be very, very fat, toxic, protect, and then rapid spin any hazards that I try to set up. Specifically for me, it's just wheezing with toxic spikes, in all honesty. But yeah, my team is gonna be basically Sylveon, not a spec Sylveon. It's just gonna be a leftover modest Sylveon, simple as that. A wheezing is gonna be leftovers as well, defensive, max defense, because what I'm really scared of right now is the Kartana, because that thing, if it's a Scarf Kartana, it can kind of just answer the majority of my team. It just needs to go for the right coverage move and then just hit something really hard, if not straight up take it out. That's why I also ran Cresselia, because Cresselia is one thing you cannot just simply take it out, and Cresselia can capitalize a lot on that. So yeah, and I brought Arcanine as well, which I think this one's actually my defensive one, because once again, that Kartana was literally what I was afraid he'd bring, honestly. I was also afraid of him bringing stuff like Blissey and Mandibuzz, but I guess since I have Mega Lopunny, I guess that was actually kind of discouraging from bringing it. I have Electabuzz too. I brought that specifically for the Mandibuzz because I was really afraid of that Mandibuzz being a big problem, honestly, because it'll just be annoying. It wouldn't let me set up toxic spikes, and it will just come in defog every single time, and Weezing can't do anything about it unless I have toxic, which I wasn't sure if I wanted to run or not. And then here I have Mega Lopunny as well, because Mega Lopunny is if I can get going with Mega Lopunny, if I can get some prior damage via toxic spikes with Weezing, I should be able to like get a nice late game sweep with Mega Lopunny. And the only thing I have to really worry about is the Kartana, because if that Kartana Scarf, it literally just destroys me, honestly. But it doesn't see so we're about to see that right now. So yeah, like buckle up, I guess. This is gonna be once again against Yoshi, from Mr. Talon's Twitch chat, I guess. And he's going to be coach of the Minnesota Mawile, like I said. So I'm going to lead off with my signature, that is Sylveon, and he's going to lead off with Timaeus, which is this Druddigon, which is actually perfect because I was actually hoping he'd lead with this, trying to get those rocks up. So I was like, excellent. Now I can just scare him away. I do go for the Hyper Voice straight up, even though I was kind of feeling he'd try to bring in the Volcarona, because that's literally the only switch he has to a Hyper Voice from Sylveon, in all honesty. And he does take it not that great, honestly. So I was like, okay, thank goodness that this Sylveon here actually is carrying Hidden Power Rock, because this Volcarona was also another thing I was afraid of, honestly, because this thing, as soon as it gets Quiver Dances going, there's literally nothing that stops it. So I of course was glad that here, of all situations, I had the Hidden Power Rock. I think I had Hidden Power Fire initially for the Kartana, but I was like, you know what, he's not gonna switch in Kartana on a Sylveon, so, because remember that Kartana's Spadef is actually really terrible. So here I just went for the Hidden Power Ground. Here he thinks for way too long, and I was thinking he'd just instantly either switch out or just let his thing die. He finally decides to switch out and goes back into the Druddigon, which is fine because I am not choice, so I can just go for whatever move I want. And I just go for Hyper Voice and take something out one way or another. There's no preservations going to be made here. So I do take out the Druddigon, which is excellent. No more rocks from his side. And now here he's going to send in Blastoise, which is like, what's this thing going to do? Scald me? Hydro Pump me? It's not even the Mega, so I have nothing to worry about. Worst case scenario is that he carries like Flash Cannon or something. Or maybe Toxic with Flash Cannon or something. I don't know. But he actually goes for Fake Out, which is like, what the? Why you have Fake Out on this thing? Either way, I just go for the Hyper Voice because I figure why not. And looking at this damage, this did literally a lot only because of a crit. So imagine had that not been a crit, it would have done much less. And this guy, crazily enough, also has Mirror Coat on this thing, so I was like, holy cranberries, I did not see that coming, actually. So obviously I was going to switch out here because I do not want to have to lose Sylveon to a Scald now, because I do think this thing can actually outspeed Sylveon naturally. So I was like, you know what, let's get out of here and go into Electabuzz. Best case scenario for me is that he goes for Mirror Coat again. He does not, he goes for Scald, but my Electabuzz is able to take it okay because it's a special move. He does get the burn, which is kind of annoying in the sense that it's going to do residual damage every turn. But I'm just going to try to go for the Volt Switch. And I was hoping that the Volt Switch would just be able to take it out, but it didn't look like it was the case at all. Look at that. Look at that. It did nothing. I was like, wow, that's crazy. Because now I have to actually sack Sylveon as a result. So now he gets a KO one way or another now. Which is, it's kind of fine. Like, I don't really mind. Sylveon did what it needed to do and actually crippled that Volcarona. But now what I'm going to do here is just send back Electabuzz. Because right now he does not have any Volt Switch immunity. So I'm like, I'm perfect. So I can go for a Volt Switch if I wanted to. But instead here I'm just going to go for the Thunderbolt. Because first of all, I wasn't sure if the Volt Switch would be able to KO the Blastoise, and I could go for some more damage on anything else he switches in. He decides to sack Volcarona, which is actually perfect for me, because honestly this thing was actually what I was primarily scared of initially, because of the fact that that thing can also just set up stuff in my face and then just get away with sweeping me or something. But now he just has to rely on this thing, which is also just as big of a threat as the Kartana at the very least, because of the fact that now I have no switch-ins to Gardevoir. This thing hits everything on my team really, really hard, so literally the only thing I can do here is just stay in and go for Thunderbolt, just to get some damage, because remember that Mega Gardevoir does not have the best of physical defense, and if I can get some prior damage on this thing, I can just go in with Mega Lopunny and go for a return and KO it, unless this thing is defensive, which this almost seemed to be the case, honestly. Thankfully, well, not thankfully for me, but I do get the Paralyze here, which can be useful in the sense that now my Arcanine can just come in and outspeed it and go for Flare Blitz. In fact, that's exactly what I try to do now, at least trying to capitalize on the fact that I managed to get the 10% Paralyze, which isn't very common, honestly. So, at least from my experience anyways. At least from in my favor is what I meant to say. And here, yeah, he's going to switch out because he doesn't want to let his Gardevoir go down to a Flare Blitz. He's going to go into Gems, which is the Sableye. And I'm just going to go for the Flare Blitz, like I said, because I lose nothing by going for it, honestly. What does he have to switch anyway? The Blastoise is also almost weakened, so even if he went into that, I can just switch out or try my luck and actually try to take it out. But yeah, here, I decided to go for Toxic because I wasn't sure what this thing wanted to do, honestly. I don't know if he wanted to stay in, knock up, or just recover spam me or something. He actually ends up going for the Rain Dance. Why exactly? I'm not really sure. The only reason I can think of is so that he can weaken my Flare Blitz, but honestly, I don't know. Here I just go for the Toxic because I thought he was just going to try to recover spam me, so I was just like, you know what, we'll just go for that. And now here I decide to switch out because, I mean, I don't know. I kind of felt like I wasn't going to be able to do anything with Arcanine here on the Sableye, especially now that the rain is up, because Flare Blitz's power is now weakened, and now literally he can just sit here all day and do nothing. So what I'm going to do here is hard switch into Lopunny, which is kind of crazy when you really think about it, because why would you send this thing on a Sableye when this thing can Prankster Will-O-Wisp you? Well, the fun fact, I actually do carry Facade on this Mega Lopunny, and I did carry it specifically for the Sableye in case he decided to bring it, and I was afraid of him carrying either Toxic or Will-O-Wisp, or he could even, like, I don't know, get, I don't know, maybe like Glare on the Druddigon. I can hit really hard at least with Mega Lopunny, but he actually carries Will-O-Wisp on the Sableye, so I was like, okay, that's fine, because what I'm going to go for here is just the Drain Punch, and I should be able to take it out from where it's at right now. And if he tries to recover spam me, I'm just gonna get my HP back all the time, because I have Drain Punch and not High Jump Kick. High Jump Kick I was thinking of running, but then I was thinking, nah, because that'd be way too risky. And this guy is also a VGC player, so it wouldn't surprise me if he tries running a some Protect on some of his mons. So, yeah. Now here he's gonna go into Blastoise, which is, like, is he sacking this? Because he's not gonna outspeed unless this thing is Choice Scarf, but it's definitely not Choice Scarf, because he goes for Fake Out. He'd be locked into this afterwards, obviously. But he does go for the Fake Out, gets the crit, which is annoying, and then I'm going to take burn damage, which is, once again, kind of annoying, because it's going to wear me down really, really quickly. I can't go for Drain Punch anymore, because now I'm burned. I'm only forced to go for, like I said, the Facade, because this is the only move that actually gets affected by the burn, in the sense that it gets boosted. And in fact, I think does more damage than return once it's, like, once your status, basically. Here he's going to go into Senju, which is the Kartana, which is the one thing I was afraid of. Here, obviously, I'm going to switch out, because first of all, I don't think I can take it out with a Drain Punch, and even then, I also have to worry about it being Scarfed. So I hard switch into Cresselia. The plan here was literally just to go for a Thunder Wave to slow it down, if it happens to be Choice Scarfed. But it actually is a Swords Dancing one, so I was like, okay, so maybe this is the timid one that requires setup so that you can actually hit really hard while also getting the speed boost from Beast Boost rather than the attack. So what I do here is just go for Thunder Wave, so that even then, even if it's getting a speed boost from the KO on Cresselia, I'll be able to still outspeed it with Mega Lopunny and maybe even Arcanine. And not to mention Arcanine's defensive and plus Intimidate, it shouldn't be able to do much, even though right now it's at +4, which is actually kind of scary. In fact, he does carry Night Slash for this thing, and I was like, oh, shoe leather. Thankfully, it doesn't KO it, even though it's at +4, which is actually crazy. It just shows you the bulk of freaking Cresselia. Like, I've always hated these mons because of how annoyingly bulky they are. Here, I just go for Moonlight, just in case I can maybe, like, get the 30% chance to paralyze. And I do actually get it, so I'm like, clean. I just made the fine play here. And now here, I'm just going to go for Moonblast, because now I don't think he's going to actually get paralyzed, because he already got paralyzed. So, and not to mention, I just wanted to get as much chip as possible, in case I can't KO it with Arcanine for some reason. So, yeah. Now, this thing is going to go for one more Night Slash, and this is now going to take out Cresselia, obviously. Going to take more Rocky Helmet damage, because this was, in fact, a Rocky Helmet Cresselia, because I did want to weaken this Kartana as much as possible. Because thanks to that, now my Mega Lopunny, while burned, can still take this thing out with a Drain Punch. And, you know, take out what is probably the biggest threat in this guy's entire team. Because literally this thing just needed to be Scarfed and instantly just Grass Knot or Leaf Blade everything on my team. And with the chances to crit, it's just like, it's scary, honestly. So thank goodness this thing is gone. And now his last Pokemon is just going to be the Mega Gardevoir, which is paralyzed, so my Mega Lopunny outspeeds it regardless. And it outspeeds it even if it weren't paralyzed, so I'm just going to be able to go for it for a Facade here, and it's definitely going to take it out, because how on earth is it not going to take it out when Return Kin? So you can see, gone. Down goes Mega Gardevoir, and that's going to be the whole game, and good game to Yoshi and the Minnesota Mawile. I keep forgetting. What am I, a dumbass? But either way, that's going to be the whole game. Thank you all for watching. That's going to be week 2. Sylmar Sylveons win this one as well. I think 3-0. Yeah, 3-0. And we're now 2-0, which is actually pretty cool. I'm fine with that. And just stay tuned for week 3 when we get to that. By the way, week 3 is actually going to be in Ultra Sun and Moon. Because, yeah, this draft league, while it started in the Pokémon Sun and Moon games, because of Ultra Sun and Moon's release, we're now going to eventually make the transition over to Ultra Sun and Moon. So week 3 is going to now be there. So I just have to make the preparations. In fact, I haven't even played the game yet, just because, like I said, I still had battles here in Sun and Moon that I wanted to just finish posting on YouTube already, so that I can just get it out of my way and not have to worry about them later. Not that I would anyways, because like I said before, I'm a chronological person. I like to post my battles as they happen, basically. So as a result, yeah, I'm going to, once I get this battle out, I just have one more battle video to showcase. It's my 50th battle. That's going to be against someone I found somewhere, and you guys are going to see when it gets to it, and when I get to it. Jeez, I can't talk. I'm just a little hasty, that's all. But yeah, anyways, thank you all for watching once again. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below if you guys want to, and I'll catch you guys later.